Let's examine the online traffic accident video. I'll support you forever. You say you are a wild boar, Henry, but you don't have those small eyes. Love also doesn't sleep. Come to the star room, disappointed and smoking. My little girl is clickbaiting. Wild is wild. No one was hurt in this accident. It's really a miracle. Some viewers asked me, hey, should the car in front bear the corresponding responsibility? But actually, the old viewers all know. I've talked about it before. In this kind of accident, neither of the vehicles is responsible. So at this time, the management of the manhole cover should come out and take the corresponding responsibility. Got it. We don't need the accident responsibility determination from the traffic police. Instead, we need a traffic accident certification to prove that a traffic accident occurred here because of the manhole cover flying up, and both drivers are not responsible. Then hold this accident certificate to find the corresponding management. Of course, if you don't want to go, call the city hotline. Let them notify the relevant departments. Finally, negotiate and handle the issue with the corresponding departments about the damage to our car. Of course, if the other party is being unreasonable and doesn't want to pay, then you can take the accident report to court and file a lawsuit. In this kind of accident, the car owner doesn't need to provide evidence. Instead, the management has to prove itself, whether they have fulfilled their patrol and management obligations. To put it bluntly, if the relevant work was done properly, the manhole cover wouldn't have flown off, right? So this kind of lawsuit is almost always a win. You just need to remember the accident report. In case you encounter a similar situation in the future, remember that you have this. Then quickly search online. It might be helpful to you. Let's look at the next video. Make a U-turn at this intersection. The left is a U-turn lane. See, it's ready to stop. There's a U-turn sign. See? Left side, look. But what does it say? When the red light is on. It means you can only make a U-turn when the red light is on. You are not allowed to make a U-turn on a green light. U-turns are allowed when the red light is on. The audience tagged me, asked me if the original author's conclusion was correct. Actually, he's right. It's just that this sign is indeed a bit difficult for drivers with slower thinking. If a visual aid is added in front of the sign, then it's easier to understand. Let me teach you a method. First, look at the words on the auxiliary sign, and then look at the sign. Read from bottom to top. Like this one, we make a U-turn when the red light is on. This one means no parking in the entire section. This one means U-turns are allowed from 7 to 9 o'clock. Remember to read from bottom to top. This way you won't make mistakes. If setting up such auxiliary signs, they should be concise and to the point. But current drivers' reading abilities are lacking. Moreover, it's while they're moving. They're likely to miss it. I suggest you add some visuals, or other things. These adverbs might be easier to understand. Wow, this little car is awesome. Hey, where to go? Fail every year. The key point is to look at this chopped pepper fish head. Did it signal to overtake? Actually, the law describes this kind of road condition in great detail. They only need to operate according to the articles in the law. They can reduce their responsibility as much as possible. As for the situation where the black car suddenly turns, to be honest, there is indeed a certain causal relationship between them. But if I were the black car driver, I would say, hey, I was avoiding an obstacle. It was him who overtook improperly, and only then caused the traffic accident. Then at this time, it's okay for the black car to share the responsibility. It's also okay not to share the responsibility. After all, the main cause of the accident is still because of the fish head's improper overtaking rules. It was caused by improper overtaking in operation. Basically, it's obstructing the start. As for this section of the law, I still suggest that everyone memorize it completely. It will be helpful for everyone. Making a turn. The straight-ahead vehicle isn't necessarily fully responsible for letting a turning vehicle pass. The trajectory of the straight-ahead vehicle is a bit off. That probably means he wasn't paying attention. He only started braking when he was about to hit. Then it can basically be confirmed. He was not paying attention anymore. He was probably playing with his phone. In such situation, usually, the straight-ahead vehicle will be deemed to have failed to observe properly and bear a secondary responsibility, at most no more than equal. So, everyone don't just casually online saying, hey, so-and-so is fully responsible. So-and-so is fully responsible. This thing has no fixed number. You weren't there. How do you know the other person was drinking, right? We can only say, from the information we have received, whose responsibility is greater. Saying it this way is more rigorous. In traffic accidents, there are not only full responsibility and no responsibility. Many accidents can actually be divided into primary and secondary responsibilities. But quick processing and compensation can ignore some minor faults to facilitate everyone's quick handling of accidents. So, you often see such and such behavior is fully responsible. In short, when watching traffic accidents online, don't think about who is right and who is wrong. Instead, think about if you encounter a similar situation. Can we avoid this accident? This is what a driver should think about. Brothers, pay attention to this BYD and this white Tesla. They will crash later. In this situation, is this BYD fully responsible, or is this Tesla fully responsible? Look, he's changing lanes. And then they crashed into each other. Come on, I have to talk about this a few times every year. Two cars on the left and right change lanes towards the middle simultaneously. Whose responsibility is greater? Some areas yield to the left, some areas yield to the right, and other areas have no regulations. I'll list the screenshots. Everyone, look at your own provinces and see what the situation is. For areas with no regulations, it might apply the rule of yielding to the right, or it could be equal responsibility. This isn't absolute either. I dare not guarantee it. Vehicles turning left from the opposite direction should yield to vehicles turning right. Well, in my opinion, this is common knowledge, right? There are always people who don't know, and our country has a large population, and a large driver base. So, there are even more people who don't know. That's exactly what it says in the traffic laws. Vehicles turning right from the opposite direction should yield to vehicles turning left. Then the audience will say, "Hey, Tichue, isn't it alternating right-of-way at intersections like this?" It is indeed alternating traffic. But alternating traffic also has conditions. That is, when the lanes are reduced, and when vehicles are queuing or moving slowly. Meeting these conditions, it is only then that alternating traffic applies. In the situation in the video, there are only two cars. Then, of course, the yield principle should be followed. It doesn't matter if you can't remember. Someone will definitely at me with similar accidents in the future. We'll talk about it then. As for this last video, 5 million likes, 120,000 comments, 170,000. 2 million collections, 2 million forwards, steen off your path created. And making the bed. The audience asks for my opinion. I can only say, it's good. Okay? That's all for today. If you encounter any interesting accidents in the future, remember to @me. There are no beneficiaries in traffic accidents. I'm the Hammer. See you next time.